installing our, I forgot what this assembly is called, but we're going to install this onto our C-beam. Just to make sure you have everything installed right, the top rails are the fixed ones, so these are the ones that have no adjustment. We want to align up first. Just double check our eccentric spacers are marked out towards us, or towards the bottom I should say. So what this does is the widest setting, and after we insert our beam onto here, should slide on very nicely. So now we got to do adjustments, and right now we're at full open, and the way they say to adjust these is if you can, by gravity, if this is resting on this rail and you can spin this wheel, it's a little bit too loose. So this one we can spin, this one is kind of fixed, so this side seems to be tighter and then this side seems to be open. And on this back side, as you can see, I can spin this, but if I spin this one, it moves the whole gantry. Same thing on this one. This inside, or this right side, seems a little loose. So what we can do, and actually even with gravity, this side seems to be tight, and on this far side, so these are at full open, and we are just going to, I guess, use our wrench and slowly adjust them equally. So this one, I'm not sure, we'll go with roughly 45-degree turn. So I want this facing me, this flat facing me, so I can feel it catch a little bit. This is good. This is good. Guess we'll go another 45, or till the flat comes to us. Oh, actually, we'll just do a little turn like that to where the pointed end. Alright. Okay, so now our wheel, not this one. This one is good. I believe that one's good. This one still needs some tweaking. Okay, so as you can see, this is one side. This vertical, it's meant to be on the outside. So we'll get the other C-beam and install the other one. I'll put this one off to the side. These verticals go on the outside, so we'll just call this the right side, and we'll call this the left side. Just double check to sure, and your fixed wheels should be on the top. Right now, all our markings should be towards the bottom. This one was not, and all those look good. So adjust it. So I'm just gonna spin it till it kind of, you can feel it tighten up. So making a little bit of pressure here, just I think maybe 1/8 of a turn more, and you can feel things really kind of square up once those start pulling together. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Some pretty easy movement, so I think that's our left and right. This frame will hold our spoiler board, and just to kind of give you an idea what's going on, so there's going to be 2 brackets on each ends of these. It will require 2 2 T-nuts on each side. Our spoiler board, which there'll be a bracket here, and then one here, and then one here. Same thing on this middle rail, and then kind of symmetrical on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 single clamps for our spoiler boards. And this is where we'll get started. So we'll start just following Openbuilds instruction video. So this will be our end, and we're just going to toss in 6 or 8. 6 of them are for these rails, and then 2 of them are for our spoiler board single clamp. So when we insert these, ooh, we got a random. They're from the factory. Save that in case we need it. So this will be our top, this will be our inside. So our top inside gets 8. 4, 5, 6. This one, the bottom side gets 6 total. So we'll start from left to right. We'll just call this the inside face, and this is the top rail. So now I'm bringing the inside rail to us. And so all this will need is 2 T-slots here. So I inserted 2 T-slots. These are just for the single clips. Oh, and I forgot to list quantities, but our M5 T-nuts, M5 by 8 millimeter screws, our single clip angles, and our two bolt clip angles. Okay, so on this end we go 1, 2 on that side, 2 on this side. So we go to this opposite end. Will be 2 here, and the flat side always facing out, 2 there. So 4 on each end for our angles, and then here in the center our spoil board clips. So I'll just kind of So this will be the opposite one, which will be very similar. This will be our inside face. First I'm going to insert our, I have an extra one here. These will be our spoil board single clips at the end. 2 on this face, and then 2 on this face. 1, 2, 3, 4. Always 4 on the ends. This will be our connection. So this is the other end. 1, 2, 1, 2. So double check visually that they're all there, and then we're going to place this on the inside. Is this the most optimal surface to do this? No, but it's -8 in my garage right now, so once this is built and it warms up a little bit, that might change. Okay, center rail. This will be the same on both sides. So we're going to have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 single clips. And then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 at each end. Okay, we've changed our orientation, or we're on the other side of this table, and what we're going to do is install our L brackets, and you kind of get a better view of where our double brackets are attaching to on our spoil boards. So I'm just going to push this out so we can get our camera mounted here. We're using M5 by 8mm screws. These brackets, there's a pair of slots that are closer to the seam, to this corner, and that's the face that's going to go against our aluminum profile. So we'll say this was our right beam, so I'm going to start. As you can see, this is the outside. There's no T-nut for our spoil board. The close seam in here, and this to be flush to the top. So this is still our top. You can see over here is our spoil board nut. Now we flipped it. This is our top edge. There we get it. T. Pre-mark where our spoiled board items will go. So if we measure from here to here, 38 3/4, 12 and 15/16, we'll just say 13 inches. So like they do, and this is from the ends, and these are spoil board, so it really doesn't matter, as long as it's kind of approximate. So I'm going with 13 inches from the end. So our right one is done. I will push this aside temporarily, and we will work on our center one. Okay, our top edge, this is the center one. Our inside holes. Okay, since we flipped it, this is our top edge now. We're making this flush. Top edge. Okay. Now we're going to pre-mark our locations. We agree to 13 inches or 330 millimeters. So it doesn't need to be exact. Okay, so we'll put this back in the center, and we'll grab our left rail. Okay, 4 brackets left. That's a good sign, right? This is our top edge. Now we're going to mark our third waypoint. So next we are going to mark our end rails, our front and back, and I believe recommends 6 inches from the end. So since this is the inside face, so that's a little So we're going to go 480 millimeters and a half. You know how accurate this is with this. Also be to the inside. There. And now in between these 2 points, (12 7/8). That's center to center. It goes 6 7/16. We'll convert that to metric. 163 and a half millimeters. So 6, and it basically says 6.5 from there. This one should be the same, roughly. And I did 6 1/4. I'll wipe that out. Mistake. 6 1/2. I gotta double check my first. 6 1/2. Okay. So we have our spacings marked out. I'm going to take our other end, put our inside face together, just kind of match our markings in. Boop, 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 boop. So now we can line up our rails. Actually, if we pre-move these nuts to the general location, that way I'm not trying to slide them. So it's pretty much just attach them then. We're going to use the same 8mm screws. And now that we have our screw started. And slowly line up our dot, which hopefully you can see. And we'll just, I guess the important thing is to make these top edges flush. Feels pretty good. Hopefully that squares things up by themselves. I already aligned that on our dot, so there's not much adjustment there. Okay, looks like our dot is pretty lined up, and if I push down here, everything's actually pretty flush, so I'm not going to move anything. So now that this side is done, I am just going to repeat this side, and I don't think I'm going to film this. I started putting it on these clips. I thought I wasn't going to record it, but might as well. So our pre-marked points, third of the way through. Same thing, there's these brackets that have a closer center line. So I'm going to put a screw through here, line it up in the center. Where's my T-nut? And just kind of, first we need our threaded into our nut. Once you get it going, center it. And you want these flush. I think you want them flush, but it's okay to go under, I guess below the surface. Though what you don't want is it sticking out, and what that would do is would hold your spoil board up. So I'm just kind of holding down. I'm kind of at an angle, so as it starts to tighten, it kind of rotates itself, and then I can just tighten it until I get the desired rotation. So just a little bit shy of the top, which I think is actually safer, because nothing's perfect, especially on this table. And when I say table, I meant this kitchen table. So get our T-nut here, thread our nut, center our bolt, a little bit of angle, and hold down, and as we tighten, this bracket will kind of rotate. We get a nice even gap there.